Hello and welcome, Minnesota Farah. We are genuinely very happy to have you with us for our daily coverage of the NFL news. Please subscribe to our channel to support our initiative as we bring to you the latest updates from the world of NFL on a daily basis. Now let's dive deep into our news stories.
Ladies and gentlemen, football fanatics from around the world, welcome back to our NFL News Roundup for today. I'm your host, and I'll be your guide through the latest and greatest updates from the National Football League. We've got a packed agenda today, so let's dive right in. Times 1. Arizona Cardinals Injury Report. Starting with the Arizona Cardinals, there are a few key players on the mend. Running back James Conner is dealing with a back issue but managed to participate in Wednesday's practice, albeit in a limited capacity. However, offensive tackle Kelvin Beachum appears to be back at full strength after a hand injury. Linebacker Krys Barnes missed practice due to a finger injury, but Zaven Collins is set to play with a dark visor after his eye issue. Keep an eye on these players as they prepare to face the 49ers. Now let's move on to our next news. Times 2. Atlanta Falcons Injury News. Turning our attention to the Atlanta Falcons, running back Cordarrelle Patterson is nursing a thigh injury which limited his practice participation. Wide receiver Josh Ali also had some ankle issues, but we'll keep an eye on their progress. Additionally, linebacker Andre Smith has been promoted from the practice squad to the active roster. But wait, there's more. Let's see what's happening with the Baltimore Ravens. Times 3. Baltimore Ravens Health Update. The Ravens have a laundry list of injuries to key players. Running back Gus Edwards, who's been making his way back from a concussion, had a full practice. However, wide receiver Rashad Bateman, wideout Odell Beckham Jr., and several others missed practice altogether. The Ravens are dealing with a slew of injuries, and we'll see how it affects their upcoming game against the Packers. But folks, it's not just injuries that are making waves. There are some interesting signings too. Times 4. Buffalo Bills News. In Buffalo, offensive lineman Ryan Bates missed practice with an ankle issue, while Leonard Floyd, a key part of their defense, sat out due to an ankle injury. Keep an eye on their progress. Meanwhile, cornerback Taron Johnson had some hip trouble, and safety Micah Hyde was out with a hamstring issue. The Bills are dealing with their fair share of bumps and bruises. And now, for some exciting news out of Chicago. Times 5. Chicago Bears announcements. The Bears have signed cornerback Jawan Williams from the Vikings practice squad. In the injury department, cornerback Jaylon Johnson and safety Eddie Jackson both missed practice. On another note, head coach Matt Eberflus will continue to call defensive plays for the rest of the season, stepping in for the former defensive coordinator. Next up, we're heading to the Queen City. Times 6. Cincinnati Bengals updates. The Cincinnati Bengals are cautiously optimistic as quarterback Joe Burrow, nursing a calf injury, was listed as a full participant in practice estimations. However, tight end Irv Smith didn't practice due to a hamstring issue. Now, let's make our way to Cleveland. Times 7. Cleveland Browns Injury Report. In Cleveland, quarterback Deshaun Watson took it easy at practice to rest his right shoulder, but he's expected to play on Sunday. Running back Kareem Hunt, dealing with ribs and groin issues, didn't practice but is also expected to play. The Browns are keeping their fingers crossed for a strong lineup this weekend. And now, we move on to the Lone Star State. Times 8. Dallas Cowboys Injury Update. The Dallas Cowboys had a couple of key players miss practice. Left tackle Tyron Smith and right guard Zach Martin were both absent due to injuries. Center Tyler Biadasz also had hamstring troubles. But hold on, we've got signings to discuss. Times 9. Denver Broncos News. In Denver, wide receiver Jerry Jeudy was limited in practice as he works his way back from a knee injury. Outside linebacker Frank Clark and linebacker Josie Jewell missed practice due to hip injuries. Safety Justin Simmons had some hip trouble as well. Now, let's check out the situation in the Motor City. Times 10. Detroit Lions injury status. The Detroit Lions have a few players listed as questionable for their Thursday night game against the Packers. Running back David Montgomery, offensive tackle Taylor Decker, and cornerback Emmanuel Mosley are among those dealing with various injuries. It's a pivotal game, and these players' availability will be closely watched. And with that, we've covered a substantial chunk of the league's updates today. Stay tuned for more NFL news and updates as the season unfolds. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.